Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris Orme and today we're playing some Football Manager 2016 with our Arsenal save gunning for glory. And today's a big day. We got Man United away from home. It's not mathematically a game that can seal the league title, but it's one that, you know, pretty much would be a nail in the coffin. So I want to take you through a couple of things before we get started. The depth we've got at some positions, potentially. You look at what we've got in centre midfield, centre back and striker, including attacking midfield and regular centre midfield. We've got so many players that I really think we can pick and choose. We're not going to worry about losing Sanchez or Ozil or Götze, Ramsey, someone like that, Cazorla's last season. Not going to worry about that. So left back, right back, we need a little bit more cover, I believe. There's not too many options there. Goalkeeper Donnarumma, we do need more sort of their long-term backup really for him. But if you look at that, you see, you know, a defensive-minded midfielder, a centre-back, an attacking midfielder, another attacking midfielder, goalkeeper, striker. So really, you know, two attacking midfielders or centre midfielder, attacking midfielder, depending. But we've got a little bit of everything there through the core of the team, all at 5-star potential. That's filthy. That's what's going to carry us for the next couple of years at least, as we transition towards it. This is the team we're playing today. Fairly fit, you know, nostalgic a little bit. Why is nostalgic in it? He shouldn't be in there. Koscielny and Laporte should be playing. That's better. So yeah, a couple of players back from injury, like Santi Cazorla, I believe, got injured a little bit. Nostalgic and Chambers are back as well. Sanchez had a little knock as well, so we're kind of fully fit. We're right back in the mix of things. When you look at the last 5 games, you see Fred blowing it out of the water. Him and Casemiro are two I didn't fancy when I took over the club. We resold Casemiro over at Real Madrid, where he'd come from. Fred was a backup option. He's really impressed me. He doesn't look like much, but he's got good stats. He's playing well. He's young. You know, this season 8.23, which is quite high up the list. I think it's actually 3rd overall. Let's just check. Yeah. And last 5 games, 8.86 rating for the big man in midfield. So, I say big man. I think he's below 6 foot. But yeah, that's kind of impressed me. So before this match, he becomes a first team player. To compensate with that fact, though, not something I really envisioned myself doing, but Santi Cazorla is now a rotation player, because unless Fred messes up, Santi doesn't play. So that's kind of where we are in terms of things. We've got key players everywhere, and I do believe they are key players, all bar probably Rodriguez, and that's just for something that I'll show you in a moment, and Petr Cech, of course. So Fred, Petr Cech and Ricardo Rodriguez, first team players. We've got 8 key players and a bunch of rotation, backup and youth. So yeah, one of the good youth is not Koscielny, clicked on that, is Ainsley Maitland-Niles. He's played 1 Champions League game, 4 sub appearances in the league, and I think 4 appearances in the Cup for Man City. He had a little injury, nothing major, but they sent him back after like 8 or 9 discussions with them about them playing him more. He was on a 2-year deal. He didn't even make it to the end of year 1. Great potential, good youngster. Really happy to have him back. This is, like I say, you know, this save has failed a bunch of times. Like, my computer restarted with a hard drive error. We had a crash on the recording software. So, 4th or 5th time, no, 5th, 6th time I'm doing this Man United match. We've lost 1, We've won 2. We drew 1 and we didn't get to the end of the others. We were leading 1 and we draw. Yeah, I think we just drew or something with another one. So, lots of things. Brighton are playing especially well. We're bringing one of the youngsters, but 6 players for them. Fantastic. Leicester, not so good this season. Played decent last season, up in 7th place. Yeah, a little weak for them. Brighton, the surprise package. But like I say, we win today, we can go 8 points clear at the top with 7 games left to play. A good fixture list as well. We'll have a quick look at that. But Lee White, shadow striker, he could be the replacement for Sanchez. Some big numbers there. Possibly 320s in that mental category. So we're excited to see him. That's £5 million from Brighton. $1 million from Crystal Palace. We get Ben Wagstaff. Passing, flair, off the ball. Superb. Really like what we see there. They're both quite high potential players, as is Todoric. Let's get rid of his scout report. We know it's 4 with a black star. The other 2 aren't too far behind. Big target man, really good going forward. You know, in the future, I think he could lead the line for us. Alongside him, he's $1.5 million. $2.5 million is Dominic Hansen. Filthy physicals, great determination. Another German regen. Across both my saves, I've seen plenty of excellent German regens, and they're available quite cheap, so I would look at that in your game, guys. As well as that, Lee Maguire is a young goalie, 115. Just put some bodies in there, see if anyone can work out as a backup. He's got a couple of nice things there, and he's young, he's English, he's cheap. I think that's a good deal. Christian Hurl is a nice little centre midfield. You know, could be another option going forward. Decent physicals, couple of nice mentals, maybe with the concentration, teamwork there could be right and high. A little bit of flair, good passing technique, a little bit of dribbling. So all round there, I think he could turn out to be a good little player. James Gallagher's a young right back, 75 grand from St Mirren. Could be backup and competition for Hector Bellerin in the future. Again, good physicals, good teamwork, determination, high bravery. He's got a few things there that I like, so we'll train him up, see how he works out. And again, British, that's something we do look for. And George, 40 million for a young left back. I got a suggestion for him. I think one on Twitter and one on YouTube for my 2 games. This game with Arsenal and my Catania save. Like I say, one was on Twitter, one was on YouTube, about maybe looking at George as an option. And my thinking here is Rodriguez isn't playing amazing. He's the worst outfield player, sort of regular outfield player we've got in terms of season rating. We could sell him for more than 40 million on 210, I think, £1,000 a week. And George is coming in on much less than that. So we could replace him there. If George doesn't work out, I think 40 million, we could get a little bit more back for him. So it's kind of a no-lose deal. I think all these are pretty much no-lose. And we've invested 14, 5, like $1 million, 1.5, 2.5, another $1 million. Yeah, it's not too much, to be fair. It's not too much. It's a little over 20 million for a bunch of prospects. Sadly, a lot of those are, you know, I think we got 6 good strikers when they all come in. We'll have about 20 attacking and central midfielders. You know, so we're stacking depth on top of where we already are. But we're kind of guaranteeing then that we'll be in a good position for the future. Very quick roundup as well. Last game was the Man City game here. 4-0 over Chelsea as well with the first team. Reserves and youngsters beat Watford 2-1 at home. First team beat Liverpool 5-1. Youngsters, a mix of youngsters and first team beat West Ham away. Reserves with the first team on the bench got a draw in Sevilla, which is a good result away from home in the Champions League. Youngsters with reserves on the bench slammed Norwich 4-1. Second game, not so much. A long time in between games. Lost to Crystal Palace, sadly. Hasn't affected us in the league, thankfully, too much. But yeah, that was a little bit of an issue. We went out then with the first team and battered Sevilla. Reserves with first team on the bench did Newcastle big time. First team with a mix of youngsters in and amongst them beat Southampton away from home 5-0. And reserves with first team on the bench beat Swansea 4-0, which brings us to Man United away. We know that's a game that could put us 8 clear and tie them up potentially if Man City win later on today. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, that could be a game that goes our way. And then we got QPR where we can rotate and maybe still get something. Really bad season for them. Leverkusen at home, get off to a good start there. If it's a good win, we can rotate for Leverkusen away and then go into the game with Tottenham with a fresh side with the first team players. If we need the first team in that, of course, we'll rotate and kind of tank the Tottenham game. Maybe the Everton game in between to keep our team fresh for that little run there in the Champions League to advance forward. And Juventus, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, they're teams we could be getting. Chelsea, Man United, we know we can compete with. That they're going to be tough to deal with maybe. But Bayern or Juventus, Barcelona, Real Madrid possibly in the semis or finals. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. At the last date, we've got the easiest game against Leverkusen. So we're hopefully going to get through that. Then it's going to be a tough run towards the end. So we might tank the Everton-Tottenham games. If we have 8 points clear at that stage, we'll still have 2 points after losing both those. And then West Brom Brighton away, really good for us. I think we can get 6 points there. In between Stoke Bolton, there's 6 points there probably, hopefully. So that would put us on 12 points. We'd be 2 points clear at that stage. We win the league. We draw one of these 4, we still win the league. And that's with tanking Everton Tottenham. It's imperative we win today. Like I say, this isn't the first time I've been playing this game. We've won more than we drew. We've drawn all but one, I believe, and we just lost one of those games. We did get a couple of injuries. United are clogging. The referee has given them, I think, 5 or 6 penalties across the games. And we're not tackling hard. We're staying off. Staying on our feet. We're not diving in, anything like that. They're being very aggressive. So, I don't know. They kind of counter-attack. They got Martial up front with Berardi on the right, Memphis Depay on the left, and Rafinha in attacking midfield. Some games they rip us apart and we just manage to hold on, or they win in that one game. And in some we're able to mark them out the game and they get dodgy penalties and injure a bunch of my players. I think over the 5 games I've played, is it 5? Let's say 5. I think that would be about 2 to 3 injuries a game across that. And that's not hyperbole or anything like that. Literally injuring 2 to 3 players a game and winning at least 1 penalty a game. Probably on average more like 2. I'm also picking up 2 red cards across that 5 games. So they're really running the rope, that type rope a little too much. And sometimes they fall off, sometimes they make it across. I don't know. But today, we're going to try and play it. If not, then I'm just going to cut this video, before we go into the game. At the tactics screen, I'm going to cut the footage there. And we'll just, I might just save that part there, actually. Because then if the game does crash when it's in the match engine like it has been doing, I don't know whether that's the hard drive issue or something when it locks up and freezes. And sometimes when it records the file too for the recording software, I think that might be in a dodgy or corrupted chunk on the hard drive, which produces errors, which is why that's failed a couple of times. So I might just get up to the tactics screen, save that footage, and then save the game, play the game as another bit of footage. If it does fail in any way, I'm just going to instant result it. We're going to get a one and done instant result. And we'll just go look at the highlights of that game for this video. So hopefully we'll see game footage. At worst, we'll see the replay. I'm kind of scared about losing this save right now and my Catania save. We've had a few issues, so you'll have to bear with me as I don't do things as we'd like to do. But playing this game 5 different times and for 5 different reasons, having it A, not save, B, the computer restart, C, the game crash, D, the recording software lock up and crash, or just not actually be recording when I thought it was as well. Like, all on this one match, all today. Bunch this morning, I've been out today. You know, me and the wife went to a wine festival, had a good day. Hot here in Texas, overheating, dehydrated, not in a great mood, but feeling quite good despite all the bad things. But enough's enough, so if you've got to do a little sort of shortcut for this, then we're going to do a shortcut just to get this game out of the way. Next live com will probably be the Tottenham game, or if things go well in the league and we get through the Champions League, it might be the first leg of the Champions League semi, because that's going to be a big tasty tie as well. So it'll either be the Tottenham game or that one, and then whichever the last 2 games, if we get that far, is the title decider, either in our favour or United's favour, or Man City maybe. They're not too far behind. If United can catch us, then Man City can too. So yeah, maybe if the league title's on the line, I'll pick up one of these games, or it'll be, like I say, either, you know, if we do the Champions League semi-final, then maybe it'll be the Champions League final as well. So that's kind of the plan. I think we've looked at everything. We've taken enough time. Let's get towards this match. And yeah, I like my team. I like the way we're playing. I need to set these up once more back to where they were. So higher tempo, slightly higher. What else did I do? Prevent short goalie distribution. Yes. I think I turned down closing down because I'm scared of them interplaying with a front 4. I think I did that. Direct passing, no rotating, retaining possession. I took that off. I think I floated and I looked for the overlap. I think that's where my tactics were. I think that's where the tactics were. I hope Niles has got his squad number. Did I do that? Yes, I did. Okay, good. So let me save now. I'll unpause when it's done saving. Shouldn't take a moment. And welcome back, guys. I actually took that chance to save. When I was saving the game, I actually took that to save the footage. So yeah. So about 20 minutes into the match, the game locked up and froze again. So enough's enough. And as promised, I have made a couple of changes actually. Let's run through those quickly. Koscielny, central defender rather than a ball player. Rodriguez on a support role, and Lukaku to advance forward, which he prefers target man, but I want him that bit further forward, because if he can pin back the centre backs, the attacking midfielders get into the game easier, in my opinion. So those are the kind of changes I made there to the roles. Everything else is exactly the same. You can see the instructions, etc., etc. But we are going to be simulating the match. Now, typically what I do is go for a big win, but usually I'm on attacking and we're not away at Old Trafford in a clutch game, so I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. If I'm simulating though, I'll just go for a big win. I think stay true to what we normally do and do that. So It's all or nothing. It's one button press. The game will simulate a little bit back and we'll see what happens. We'll watch some highlights. We could win, we could lose to injuries and whatnot, but we've seen it all in these Man United. Oh, I've seen it all. You haven't seen anything yet, but we've seen it all in these Man United games. So where's it going to go? And it goes to a 3-0 win with a good defensive performance. And that's kind of expected. I mean, United are missing people. They're not at full strength. I don't think so. No, I think that's their back five. I think that's... Yeah. Yeah, Jesse. So, they're missing... Who are they missing? Memphis Depay. Yeah, they're missing Memphis Depay and Domenico Berardi and Martial up front. Not great condition. They came off at half-time. I wonder perhaps if we were the aggressive team in this game. I mean, they picked up 2 yellows, not us, but... Okay. No, we only fouled them twice. Perhaps they got injured when they fouled, but United did a lot dirtier than us, I've seen in these games. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. We were 2-0 up in 2 different games and 1-0 up in another. So not quite as good as 3-0, but I'll take it. Just to get this game behind us, finally. Ramsey doing really well there. Lukaku turning provider on the edge of the box. Ozil does well to get forward to that. I like that. Mario Götze. Full of running. Alexis Sanchez. Wow. No, let's watch this run again. So, he gets the ball up wide. He cuts in past Darmian. Luke Shaw kind of steps in front of him, so he just goes back into the middle of the pitch. De Gea comes out to close down the angle, but Alexis Sanchez goes wide of him and just slots it in at that near post. That is a world-class goal by a world-class player and our captain. And again, Lukaku feeds it through. De Gea got something on that, but Alexis Sanchez there with the goal. So it's a good 3-1 win. It does put us in good position. We've secured a top 4 finish as well. 7-0 over Stoke. There was a 5-0 over West Ham, 6-0 over Newcastle, 5-0 over Southampton. We've just put 3 past Man United. I mean, that's kind of what we want. Transfer budget 133. We got big wages as well. So yeah, not really the footage I wanted to bring you. Sadly, we've got to deal with what we do. And that could have easily been a lost game. It looks like they picked up a couple of knocks and a couple of bookings which forced off one of their players. Götze. Nice to see you having fun. He's not always been that way, you know. He's been a little touch and go sometimes. Hey, I think that's enough with Lukaku. He gets an assist. He gets a 9 rating. I praise him. And he's like, nope, my passing wasn't that good. Okay. Okay, Alexis, my captain. Absolutely fantastic. Everyone else can kind of suck it up. Yeah, even Bellerin. Because I praised him for his defending, he didn't like it, and he didn't get an assist or a goal, so we'll kind of leave that there. So, yeah, QPR game looks a lot better now. So, we'll just get to the end of this day, put everybody on rest from training for a day, and we'll see where they go from there. But Brighton again, look at that, getting a draw. Man City drew, so they don't actually move level with Man United. Brighton still hold on to that 6th place. Leicester do beat Everton, they'll lift themselves up a little. You can see there, Brighton now. If Liverpool lose, Brighton were within a game of that European place. So we got 8 points over United with 7 to play. We got 10 points over Man City and 11 back to Tottenham. So the Everton and Tottenham games, maybe we can sort of, take it easy in those games now and rotate out. Maybe use players like Vlasic and, we can give Wilshere, Chamberlain, Romero, Ainsley, those kind of players. Gnabry, Vlasic, Odegaard. Maybe start Giroud with Pat on the bench. Chambers can get a game. Nostalgic can come in for a game. Donnarumma can play for those games. So it's still a very, very competitive side and nobody below 2 stars. But we get these guys some games, get them sort of, a bit of a chance in the Premier League. Hector Bellerin's actually not doing too good. I wonder if he was actually one of the ones kicked. So they did foul a bunch of people. Was that 7 days? Yeah. So all the squad will get 3 days off. I feel that will be important. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying the series. I know today's video is a bit of a disappointment, but I'm sorry about that. Hopefully the next one will be better. I have started work, so hopefully I'll be able to get a new hard drive and get all these problems behind me, reinstall the game, copy over all the graphics and everything onto a new hard drive, and just get beyond this. So we'll see how that goes, but in the meantime, I appreciate the support. I appreciate you coming and watching the videos. If you did like, please do click the thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy, feel free to leave a dislike. I don't mind. If you want to share the video, you can do. Contact me at Chris Orme on Twitter. Follow me there for any news and developments about the computer, about the schedule changes, about bits in between videos and games. Like we sold Natural Montreal for 10 million of Man City. That was being updated through Twitter. We were trying to get Walcott on deadline day to leave. Man City wouldn't bid 25 to 30 million, sadly. In fact, nobody would bid more than about 10, so we kept Walcott. But that sort of happens on Twitter, so you can follow me there and see a little bit in between the games sometimes as well, as get some information updates. But yeah, leave a comment down in the in the section below, telling me sort of what you think of the save, what you'd like to see more of, less of, etc. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Chris Orme. This is Gunning for Glory with Arsenal, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care and behave yourselves. Don't be like Man United. Dirty boys. I'll see you guys next time though.